Hey my friends, welcome back to Rosie's Creative Wing. So in this video, I wanted to create a new art junk journal from my scraps. So I do have one that I created quite a while ago. It's one of my favorite art journals. This one here, um, as you can see, it is like a junky one, which I love. So I created this one out of my scraps. Just collaged all sorts of papers and scraps together, and made this little art journal. So I wanted to recreate another one, probably a little bit taller, not that much taller, but just a little bit, because I thought that maybe I can use that one for my jelly prints. Kind of like to separate. This would be my mixed media or whatever art journal, which I had tons of them, but I love these. These are like one of my favorite ones to work on. And then the other one that I create, I can probably use it just for my jelly prints, and not solely for my jelly prints, but I can use most of my jelly prints in that one. So yeah, this is one of the ones that I created. So yeah, I love this art journal. Love it. So I thought about recreating another one. The cover here is actually from packaging, not from packaging, sorry, from the wrapping paper rolls. I remove the wrapping paper from the rolls. I flatten them up to make space. I rather use them that way. It saves me a lot of space. And then I'll take the roll, I flatten it, and I kind of make it like this. So this is actually from a wrapping paper. This is a wrapping paper roll. So it's like this because I flattened it, but look how much it is. So it's really nice cardstock. I've done it before. Every single wrapping paper that I buy that comes in a roll, I remove it from the roll and I flatten it, and I just fold it up nicely and I put it away, because one, it doesn't take that much space. Another one, you can definitely reuse the roll. And originally I didn't do it for this. I did it to save space. I just took all of my wrapping paper, removed it from the roll, but then realized that I can definitely use the roll part. So this is the same thing here. So I'm going to use this one for the second one. So this one is a bit bigger, as you can see. So I'm just going to make it just a teeny bit bigger, because I don't want it to be clean. It's going to be just like this. It's going to be rough. It's going to be junky. I don't want it to look neat. I just want it to look like this. I just love this type of journal. So that's what I'm going to do. This one measures 7.5 by 6.5. And then I wanted this one to measure 8 by 7. So, or whatever size this is here, because I like this size. So this is 7.5. And it could be 8.5. Let me see. Yeah. 7.5 by 8.5, which is fine. So you see this right here? I'm just gonna use it just like that. That's what I did with this one. I just fold it and I cut it, and I use this as the cover because I do love soft cover instead of hard. So I'll be using this for the cover, and then I'm gonna be using all of my scraps here. I'm gonna take as much as I can to use it for the pages, because I really need to get rid of most of these scraps. That's the bin is getting full, and that's the amount that I'm just going to use. Whatever's in the bin, I'm not going to use more than that, or overflow it and use another bin. This is all that I'm just going to use, whatever's in the bin. I'm trying not to hoard so much scraps, but as you can see, I have already tons of scraps, so I'm trying to just keep within this bin here and not spread out to another one. That's what I mean. So yeah, I'm going to use most of my scraps, and I wanted to bring you guys along, so you guys can see how I make it. Maybe you guys can try to do one for yourselves. These journals like this are really good for those of you that want to get into some type of art or mixed media or whatever with paints and things like that, but you want to get into art journaling, but you feel intimidated by a blank page or a new art book, or a new art journal. So these right here, you can create them yourself out of scraps. It's not going to cost you anything, and you don't have to be intimidated by the pages. You can just color on top of them, throw paint, throw ink, whatever you want. And another thing that I love about this is that most of us, when we do art, we tend to collage our pages first because we love that texture and we love that look. This already has it, so you don't have to do that. And for those of you that are new, don't have to be intimidated that you're going to ruin the page or anything like that, because that was my thought when I first started doing art. I always felt like if I started in a brand new page, that I was going to ruin it because my art was not going to come out good, or whatever the reasoning in your mind is. So I don't think that you ruin a page, even if you're a beginner, because art is art, But yeah, this helps for those that will feel intimidated by a blank canvas, and you can use this. So anyway, that is what I wanted to do. Create a new one so I can get rid of my scraps, but also have another nice art journal to play around with. So this is the page here. I'm going to do this last. I do have a template that I want to go by. But I think this is, let me see. Yeah, this is small, so I'm gonna have to because I cut it before I decided to make it into 8.5 by 7.5. So let me just find something else. So, I don't know. I think that's too big. That's not too big. Oh, maybe not. But I gotta cut down the paper. I gotta trim down the cover, so maybe it won't be too big. And I know you probably don't understand what I'm saying or what I'm talking about, but I'll show you. So, okay. Yeah, so this is better. That's a better template. I keep these scraps here, of course. Okay, so I'm going to be using this template here. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's not going to be that much bigger. Yeah, I will, because I'm going to do, so the cover may have to be a little bit actually bigger than this template. So, because I want to do the page this size, so, and I always like to make the cover just a tad bit bigger so that it overlaps. So, not that much bigger, but you see that? Like, maybe like an inch or 1.5 inches bigger. So, if I do the page this size, definitely the cover has to be like 1 inch or 2 inches bigger. So I'm just gonna focus on the pages for now, and then I'll focus on the cover at the end. So I'm hoping that I don't know how long this video is gonna take, so we'll see depending on how long it is. I may do like a 2-part, but if not, I'll just keep it one video. So yeah, I'll be using this mega all-purpose glue stick that I bought quite a few months ago, or probably last year sometime, in a new discount store that's by my mother's store. So It's $4. Look how huge it is. So I'm going to use this one and see how good it is. I don't know how good it is. Says acid free, non-toxic, dries clear, washable, perfect for large surfaces. Okay. And I'll also be using, I guess, my Avery. Like that. And of course I'm gonna be sewing the pages like I did here. So here I did collage everything first, and then I went through and did sewing just to make sure that the pages don't separate or come undone. And also I wanted to do that just to add character, because I love the sewing on my projects. So yeah. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Of course, I'm going to speed it up. I'll put on some music. Maybe I'll stop in between. But I hope you guys enjoy the video, okay? So I'll see you soon. Okay, so I just wanted to stop one moment and show you I kind of like made a little error while doing this one. I mean, I resolved it. I could probably continue doing it like that too, but I don't remember how I did my first book, like the pages. I don't know if I did the base first and then did this part, but as you can see, I started with one and then I kind of felt like a little stuck, but then once I added these two, I was able to make the second page. So I guess either way it works. But yeah, if you see, when I did the first layer and I turned it around, I was reinforcing the other side. So some of these papers are more flimsier than others. So what I tend to do is like this one, for example, the packaging, it's more like paper, it's just paper, but I'll go turn it around and reinforce it a little bit. Of course, every single one of these pages, I'm gonna run it through the sewing machine once I'm done with all of them, but I just wanna bring that out to you, that they're like this one here is just like copy paper, this one here, even the wrapping paper is very thin, but what I do is I'll turn it around and reinforce it with something a little bit thicker or something equal to, as long as there's two. You can definitely work with that. So far I like the way it's coming out. This is one page that I'm going to use as a signature, so I'll continue doing the rest. Okay, my friends, so here are the pages. So I did the same amount of pages that I did on the first journal, and of course I didn't show all the pages that I made because this video would have been super long, and it took me about an hour to do all of this. So that was a long time. I had to do back and forth. One thing I do want to mention, if you do decide to do something similar to this, you don't have to do it the way that I did it. And a more easier way to do it is if you take a full page of any, let me just grab a, so if you take, for example, a paper, and you use this as your base, and you can collage all around it, and not do it like I did. Mine, I feel like would be a little bit more difficult for someone who's just beginning to do something like this. You can do a page like this, take your size, and just more or less see how much you can put around, and you can do it like that, and then you would have to do it on the other side as well to do it. And that's an easier way to do it without like this. I wanted to do it like this because I just love the I don't want it to be perfect, of course. I want it to be very junky and messy, so that's why I like it like this. I don't want perfect edges. I don't want none of that. I just want it to be like the first one I did. So here are all my pages. Of course, some of them are a little bit bigger than the other. That doesn't bother me at all. The only thing is that I realize now that my cover is too small for it. So there you go. These are all my, so you see, it goes from small to big, which is fine because I'm just going to put these in the middle. And it doesn't even matter because I'm just going to put them any which way. This is not meant to be even at all. It's just meant to be what it is, a junky journal. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to pass all these pages through my machine, my sewing machine. I'm going to go through all the ones that didn't stick very well. There's little pieces that I have to like stick, but then since I'm going to put it through the machine, that doesn't really matter. So yeah, I'm going to do that next. And as far as the cover, let me just put this aside for a second. The cover is going to be too small. So what I decided to do, so I thought that this would be the cover size here. Of course, I'm going to cut it to size, but now with the journal, it's a lot smaller, as you can see, because of this. But so what I thought of doing is I still want to use this. So I'm going to make it like this and cut it to size, but I have another piece here, and I'm just going to reinforce it. So I may just sew this onto the cover and reinforce it a little bit. So yeah, so I think that's what I'm going to do. So let me see. Let me just get the biggest page. I think the biggest page is this one here. Yeah, I think it's this way. So I'm going to go according to this one here. And you see, I just want it to be a little bit, like an inch or two bigger than the actual journal. But I do need to cut it. I don't want to cut it with the scissors. I don't want to cut it straight. I want to cut it with my hands. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to cut it all the way to the end because I'm not sure. Something like that, and then I'm going to do this right here. So you see, even though I meant to do a certain size, because you're doing this type of journal, it doesn't always mean that you're going to be able to do it that size. It may vary. Okay, so I think that's good. See that? So it's that much. And now I gotta do the front. I'm gonna do it. Let me just go off like that. I could probably use these pieces also to reinforce the cover. Okay, so let me see. Yeah, so that's good, you see. So that's perfect. And again, like I said, I could probably use these pieces just to reinforce the covers too. I can probably just sew these. I can reinforce that like that, and then add a little piece of the other one too. So that's good. I can do that. I'm definitely gonna do that. And then it'll give it like a nice look to the cover, because the cover's gonna look really junky as well. So I'm gonna sew it in so it'll kind of look like a patchwork type of cover, which I think goes really good with this journal. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna add some of this one too, which is gonna change the color. So yeah, let me see. This one also was a piece of the roll from the wrapping paper, and these papers are really good to practice. So sorry, excuse me. Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Let me just there, and then I'm also going to just measure that, and then do this one here. Okay. So I can do something like this and this. So this is going to be the size. It came up much bigger than what I thought, but that's going to be fine. Because sometimes when I do journals like this, I don't like to cover the whole page. So for example, let's see, I have a page here. So you see here, I want to show the its and bits of the journal, because what's the point of making a journal like this if you're going to cover it all? So you see this one, I just kind of did the center. I didn't cover everything, which that is what I want to do with the one I just made. I don't want to cover everything. I want the background to show too. So here you see, you can see parts of the background, which I love. That's the point of making a junky journal for me. That's what the way that I think. Here I covered it pretty much almost everything. I got a little carried away, but you could still see the sewing and things like that. Let's see, what else did I do in this journal? I really didn't do much in this journal, which I gotta use my little journal more. Yeah, and I still gotta cover the covers. There's nothing in the inside, there's nothing on the outside, so I'll probably do a video on that when I decide to do that, because I still haven't decided what I'm going to put on the covers. So yeah, so that is even though it's much bigger, I'll probably just use like the center or half of it or things like that. I'm not going to use, I don't want to cover everything on it. So, and even so, look at this. So I may have to just trim this down a little bit, you know, share it up with my fingers, but I think this is a good size. You know, so I'm going to reinforce the cover. So what I want to do next before I do the cover, I think I'm going to leave the cover for last. I'm going to sew the pages, but guys, this video is getting super long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the video here, and make it part 2, possibly part 3, so we can finish this journal. So I would really like the feedback. Let me know what you think so far of this journal, the process of it. Would you try to do something like this? This is a lot of fun. It does take a lot of time. And also I used a lot of my scraps. So this here was full to the point that I couldn't move it. And now I have some space in between, and I did use a lot of pieces that I haven't used. So that's good. I'm happy about that. This is upside down. Is it upside down? I put that there upside down, so that's gonna bother me. So I gotta put something over it. Yeah, so that's it, my darlings, for now. I hope that you will come back for part 2. So I am going to run these through the machine, and in part 2 I will have the pages done. Then I will work on the cover for part 2. Okay, guys? So thank you for joining me. I hope this video wasn't too long. And again, your feedback will be much appreciated. And I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.